there, this is me, Garcia. So, for the past few days, we have been very, very busy with the opening of classes. As teachers, I do understand that we are trying our best to adapt with this new normal setting. Not mentioning the load of gathering information of our students. What else? Doing our weekly home learning plans. Distributing all of those to the parents. Okay, collecting weekly home learning tasks, module, time in and time out. That's even new to us, right? So what I'm going to share with you in today's session is something that has been very helpful for me, and I hope that it will also be helpful to everybody. Okay, so for today's session, I will be discussing collecting and consolidating weekly home learning tasks using Google Form. So these are the things that you must have. You need to have gadgets, laptop, tablet, or Android phone will do. Of course, you need to have your Gmail account, and okay, let us all have that self-confidence that we can finish and overcome all of these challenges as teachers. This will be our task for today. So let's start off with opening our Gmail accounts. Okay, so I have here my Gmail account already. Then you just need to tap this one, okay, this button here, okay, set of 9 buttons, okay, 9 dots. All right, then just press that, then proceed to documents. I know most of you already know this, but as a use in consolidating data, I think this is very, very relevant to all of us. Okay, so you have here, after going to the docs, you have here 3 lines on the upper left portion. Okay, then you proceed to, you have their docs, sheets, slides, and forms. Then you proceed to forms. All right, there you go. Now you are already in forms. I have here on the lower portion different samples of forms. And let's proceed. You, of course, for us to start off with the form, we need to choose blank. Okay, there you go. So you have there blank. So it's up to you on what will be the title that you're going to put. So I suggest that you put the name of the section. Okay, so for me, I'll write here affection, week one, week one files. All right. So what can you see here? You can see the part wherein you will be putting the title. Then you can also put the folder so that everything will be organized. That's automatic when you press it. The same with the title at the top of the form. You can have that also. Then form description, it depends on you on what will be your instruction. So I'll just show you on my other tab the sample form that I've used. Okay, so this is the sample form that I have used already in affection section 1. So I have here my instruction. Let me just copy that. Then let's proceed with our form. All right. So there you go. You already have your instruction. Please fill in the form with your scores in this week's learning tasks. Make sure to attach images of your scores as proof and reference. Be reminded that scores without images will not be considered valid. So this is the reason why Google Form is very, very powerful, because we can actually make use of this in letting them put their own scores and at the same time validate whether that is really their score or not. Okay, I have tried Google Classroom, but students kept on asking me on how are they going to upload it. I have tried letting them send it through private message, but there are tons of messages that I have been receiving. So I have thought of what would be the best way for me to be able to collect and consolidate the weekly home learning tasks. So this is what I have come up with. So on the next part, you have here on the next button, you have there an untitled question. So you can put whatever title that whatever question you want. So do not forget that you need to put the name Okay, of course, you have here the drop down box menu. So you will be choosing what form are their answers going to be. So it can be in a form of short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, and so on and so forth. Definitely for the name, you will have short answer. Okay. Now, you have here on the lower portion the part, the button, whether you're choosing whether it's required or not. So, of course, it's a name. You need to require them. Okay. One thing that you should remember, they'll not be able, you cannot remember that if they'll not be able to accomplish or they'll miss one question, but you have required all the questions, they'll not be able to pass it because you have required all the questions. So I suggest that you choose the parts wherein you will be requiring them to answer or not. For instance, the name, age, contact number, and so on. So how are we going to add? Let's go back. You have here a set of images, okay, keys. So you go to add question. Okay, I know most of you know this already, but okay, so for example, you will be putting age and so on. All right, sorry. Okay, now here you have choices. Okay, is this going to be a short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, and so on. Now let's proceed to the form that I have done already. Okay, so that it will be fast. Okay, so I have there the name and there is asterisk because as I have mentioned, I have required them. So take a look at this. I have required them to answer it. Okay, there you go. So you can see the require button. Then let's go down. You have the age, contact number, parents' name. Everything is required because I wanted to have those kind of those information. Okay. Next, I have given them a preliminary activity. So here we go. This is the important part. I have here, I've given them already a preliminary activity last time. Wherein I have asked them to take a photo of our online session. Then they'll be the ones who will put a title in the new normal setting in English class. So the students were able to come up with that. Now the question is, ma'am, that's how about the students who were not able to attend the online class and they are using the self-learning module. They Yes, there are lots of students of mine who also asked that question, and then I have um revised the activity for them. So I told them they just need to describe. Okay, but again they need to have the title and then they need to describe on their own words their new normal setup in the English class, okay, or in home learning rather. Now, on the next question, you can see that I have given already the title for the preliminary activity, so the students can now put their answers. Now, attach the picture of your preliminary activity. This is one thing that I have discovered. So, for us to make sure that the students really did the activity, okay, and they didn't just took the pictures of the other people because my instruction to them was I should be able to see them on the while having the class. So they need to attach the picture of the preliminary activity and then you have here the choices on the drop down menu. A while ago, you have short answer, paragraph, and so on. You have here file upload. So you choose file upload. Okay, then you'll be able to see these boxes, okay, and it will require you to choose the only specific file types that you will accept. So definitely, what we're going to accept is document and image. We'll not be accepting videos because we're just only asking for picture. Next, maximum number of files, just ask for one. Okay, it depends on you because the choices there is 1, 5, and 10 only. So might as well choose one. Then maximum file size, choose 10 MB because 1 MB is too small for that. Okay, because just consider if it's not only for that image, how about for the other images? So might as well choose 10 MB. Okay, now as you can see, I did not require them because some of them did not attend the online class. So it's okay for me if they will not answer that part. Next, I've asked them, we've had an activity, a to work about word analogy. So I have included here their scores, the possible scores that they might get. So 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on. So I have chosen multiple choice. Okay, remember that the answers to the questions, the form of the answers to the question will vary on the choice that you will have. Okay, next. Here, again, I have asked them to attach the picture of their score in word analogy. It's because I really wanted to see if that is really their score, because some of them, they've just said they got 10 or they got 8, but the truth of the matter is that they didn't. So might as well ask them to take a picture of it. You know, students do have lots of ways in cheating, but it's up to them as long as you have proof. Okay, then I've asked them, how was your first day in class, what did you feel, and so on. So I've required them to just give me short answers and so on and so forth. All right, so lastly, if you have you experienced any difficulty or difficulties in online teaching, blah blah blah, and so on. Now, ma'am, how can this be helpful to all of us? These are just forms, okay? Let me just remind you that in this form, they are collecting the responses. Beside the question, okay, beside the question, you can see the responses on the right portion. You can already see the summary, okay? You have here all the names of your students, all their answers, age, contact number of their parents, parents' name, and their answers to the questions. Even the images, okay? You can already see that. Oh, you can already see those images. And what's great about this is that you'll be able to have the summary already of the scores. So just by looking at this graph, you already know how many of them got 10, how many got 9, 8, 7. Okay, so that's the beauty of this Google form. Okay, and at the same time, again, you'll be able to see the pictures. Okay, all right, and their answers. Okay, I even asked them, what is your first impression to your teacher. Some of them said, my teacher is looking good and pretty. Char. Kind, calm, she's pretty and smart. Char. Charot na to. Okay, masiyahin and mabait. Diyan sila nagkamali. All right. Okay, and then have you experienced any difficulty or difficulties in online teaching and learning? So see, most of them really experience difficulty. Okay, and these are the reasons. Most of them had difficulty in poor internet connection. Another question, ma'am, okay, how can this be useful? Are we just going to copy all of this? Are we just going to put it on a checklist and so on? No need for that. No need for the checklist, because you already have here on the upper right portion is the spreadsheet. Okay, it's the same as Excel. Excel. Okay, so just tap on that. Okay, then voila, you already have the summary of the scores and the names of the students. Okay, so you have the choice here, even the time when they have passed it. Okay, then you have the choice here whether you're going to sort it A to Z or Z to A. The only problem with this is that you'll not be able to identify who are the boys and who are the girls, but that's so easy. Okay, you can do that. All right, so you have the age, contact number, parents number, and so on. So from here, you can already see who among them passed, gave a score, but did not have the picture. Okay, did not attach the picture. So that's the question. That would be the time. It's easier for you now to identify and ask the students who did not pass the picture, and ask them, what is really your grade? How come you didn't pass the picture, and so on. Now you'll know, and then you ask them through private message to send it to you. See, that's easier, unlike asking all of your students 40 times 5 to pass all of their pictures and titles of their work to you. Imagine, that's really a lot. Okay, then you have that on the drive. You can see all of those on the drive. The summary, these are their scores and so on. You can also You can also download this to in your Excel file as Excel file, so that if in case that your Google Drive crashes, at least you'll be able to have your backup. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. All right, so you can just choose File, then download Microsoft Excel, and then automatic, you already have it there. Okay, there you go. See, it's really helpful, right? Now, let's go back to the file, the form. All right. These are the things that you should consider before you distribute the link. Okay, the Google Form link. Go to the settings here on the upper right portion beside the word send. Then never check this part. The restrict to users in Department of Education, it's trusted organization. Never click that part because the students do not have their DepEd account, right? So they only have Google accounts or Gmail accounts and Yahoo accounts and so on. So do not choose that. Do not choose that. Do not click on that because I have experienced that students were not able to answer the form because of that. Next, limit to one response. You do not want the same students to answer the same questions all over again. Okay. Next, this is very important. Maximum size of all files uploaded. Okay, I have experienced that I have failed to check on this. Then the students kept on asking me, Ma'am, we cannot open the form. All right, so please remember, drop that, open that part. Then choose 10 gig or 100 gig. It depends on you, but I advise the safest is 10 gig since we are only free of 15 gig in Google Drive. Okay, so might as well choose 10 gig. Do not forget that, please. Next, you go to the presentation. All right, so on the confirmation message, you can edit this. You have successfully submitted your accomplished learning task in English week 1. Okay, so it depends on you. You can have the words congratulations, well done, and so on. It depends on you. Okay, you can edit that. All right, then you can save it. There you go. You can save it. Next is beside the settings is the preview. This is the part wherein you'll be able to see how your form looks like by the time that your students opened the link. Okay. Then on the beside the preview is sorry, the customized theme. Okay, so what I did with my with my classes, each section they are assigned to different colors. To each for affection, I have assigned them to color red, but I did not require them to have their notebooks colored red or so on. No, not that anymore. I have just assigned them in my Facebook Messenger. Okay, and then you have there the theme color, the header. Okay, on how will it look like. So this is the header, this part. So you're just going to choose here on this portion. Font style, it depends on you. You can also change the font style, but I suggest that you choose the basic just to be general and to make sure that all of the students will be able to read it properly. All right, so there you go. As you can see, it's very easy and it's very helpful, right? So now if you'll be going back to the folder, you'll now be able to see that you have that on the recent forms. Okay, you can also have your own folder for that. All right, so I hope that was helpful on your end. Now, just be reminded that on the form, okay, since they will be uploading pictures as proof of their work, okay, it's actually your choice if you wanted them to upload a. But I really suggest that you ask for a picture since that's the ultimate proof that they are doing something and they are doing it correctly. So, this is one thing that you should remember. This will really eat the memory in your Google Drive. Okay, so my suggestion is by the time that you have completed all the works already of the students for the whole week, okay, you can start checking already who are those students who did not pass and so on. Look at their screenshots if that's really their work. Then from there, Okay, after doing so, you can remove all the files already because it will really eat up the memory in your Google Drive. Remember, we are just given a limited, okay, a limited memory for the Google Drive. Okay, so that's one thing that everybody should remember. Okay, so that's it. I hope that I was able to help you on how are we going to collect and consolidate tasks, weekly home learning tasks. Remember, you can do this weekly, okay, and then remove it right away after you have recorded it or after you have checked it and after you have called the attention of the parents of those students who did not pass. At least by that week, after such week, okay, already, you it can only you can already see who are those students who are not performing. All right, and that's it. I hope that I was able to help you. I'll see everyone again next time. Goodbye.